Divine greetings and gratitude. How are you doing and how are you feeling? If you are new here, my name is Nuna. I am the seer, the poet, the witch, the writer, the oracle, the sage of the Saiyonan archives. Welcome to your new spiritual safe haven. And if you are returning, hey family, hey tribe, welcome back to our sacred space. I'm always honored, excited, and elated to be in your presence. I have no idea what this reading is going to be about. I just knew that I was called to do a pick a deck reading or a pick a card reading along with your crystals and whatnot. I was inspired to do this because I ended up going to the at-home store because I wanted to get a couple of candles because I've just been in the mood and in the spirit to just simply celebrate fall and celebrate autumn and things like that. Even though technically speaking we're not there yet, I have been feeling the energy since the beginning of this year, like close to the beginning of this year. And it's because, for one, I'm in love with fall. I love the fall season. That season, fall along with spring, are my favorite seasons in that order. However, I do appreciate love all of the seasons because they are all imperative. They are all essential to the cycles that we go through in nature and also in our own lives and things like that. But anyway, that's the reason why you see these leaves here. They are definitely fake. They are not real. However, I do want to put some real leaves on my altar from outside on here because I just really do appreciate love fall. Anyway, oh, one more thing. Because I am from California, I do we don't experience a lot of the seasons and whatnot. So coming out here and moving to Virginia, it has been just so much better. Like, it feels like I'm more at home, and to see all of the seasons is so amazing. I love it. Anyway, so basically I feel like I just heard that let this be a message of gratitude. Like, whatever you pull from this, make sure that you feel like you're in gratitude with whatever you receive from these messages. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Make sure that you feel comfortable. Make sure that you have your own tarot decks handy. Make sure that you have your own oracle decks handy and whatnot. And we're going to be pulling some cards together. I already have your cards laid out. As you can see, I don't know what cards are coming out. All I know is that you have cards here that are face up. They are complementary to your crystals. I don't know what this crystal is called. This is a mystery to me. I don't know exactly what this is called. I only know how it makes me feel. So anyway, we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, I will allow you to choose your pile now. Alright, if you chose pile number 1 or this labradorite crystal, this is your reading. And if you were drawn to the birds that we have here from the Linderman, this is your reading. So let's go ahead and get started. I already have some oracle cards that are here. I don't know what they are. Your tarot cards are also in here. Again, I do not know what anything is, considering that they were pulled last night. So we're just going to go ahead and honor that. Let's put that right there. So basically we have the birds here, and then we have the star card here. And then we also have the labyrinth, I believe it's called. Okay, so these are the 3 cards that you guys have in front. So what I'm drawn to right now is, like, okay, I heard social media. So this could be someone either like being lost in social media, and I'm also hearing something about comparison. I'm hearing that what you want to do is you really want to tune into your own creativity and your own way of doing things, because that's what's going to help you through this time that you're in right now. You could be feeling as though you're lost. You could be feeling like you're looking for some kind of guidance. You could be looking for something on social media. You could be looking for approval. You could be looking for some type of substance to help you keep going, to help you feel yourself. I'm also seeing like Pinterest. So you may be using social media as a way to get inspired or to get you out of this loop of feeling lost. Spirit is wanting you to know that everybody really is just doing their best, and everybody is doing what is working for them, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow that formula. It just means that it's okay for you to draw inspiration, but then it's one thing to draw inspiration than from you replicating exactly what they're doing because you yourself feel like you're not doing it right, or because you feel like it won't ever be as successful as that thing. You don't know how it's going to play out. I just heard the words respect your genius. Your guides are wanting you to respect the fact that you yourself are creative, and that you yourself want to tune into your own ability to create, to co-create, to express yourself in the most divine way. Because even while you're looking at other people, or while you're looking for guidance from these other sources, or from word of mouth or whatever it may be, they are to themselves also looking for guidance. I feel like people sometimes have so much to say and then they don't say anything at all. Like, I don't know how people manage to do that, but again, they manage to do all of this talking, or all of these, or and saying all these things, but it's like, well, what does it really mean? Like, what did you say? Like, I didn't get anything from that. And it's not because I'm slow, or it's not because I'm not picking up on it. It's because you're really just not giving me anything. And I feel like everybody is just trying to find their way. But what I'm hearing is that what's going to help is you following your own North Node, you following your own path, like you following that path, and understanding that you yourself have a genius that other people can eventually talk about. Also, not in a malevolent way. People may be saying things about you now, but that's because they're not understanding, and that's because they're not in a space where they can fully respect you for your genius, because they just don't know. Like, they have their own prejudices, they have their own ideas, but it doesn't mean that they are right. It just simply means that they too don't understand. And so they themselves I just heard the word gossip. They'll gossip, but that's because subconsciously they could be looking for answers. They could be looking to figure out why, like, what makes you so different? Why are you this way? How come you're not the stereotype of this? Or they could be wrong about something, but they're not understanding like how. So they themselves may be lost in the chatter while you're looking to the divine, saying, divine, guide my steps and guide my path as I pace the path of remembrance. That is so beautiful, because I do feel like this is someone here who's remembering who they are. They were lost for a while, but the more that they kept talking, the more that they kept tapping into their gifts, the more that they kept tapping into their own unique abilities, the more guidance they received. Spirit is saying is that you are going to be given guidance through your art. So look to your art, whether it be writing, skating, whether it be pottery, or it could be I just heard the word landscaping. Like, it could be landscaping, architecture, right? You could be, no matter what it is that you do, I feel like at the end of the day, that is your God-given gift. That is you, right? You manifested here in this reality, and you decided that those are the gifts that you will have. Everything is perfect. Nothing is ever random. Nothing is ever coincidental. Everything is divinely perfect. And I feel like that is something that Spirit is saying to you now, is like, you are divinely perfect. Let everything else fall away. Let everything else be where it is. Everyone's looking for a way out. Everyone's looking for the right answer. Everyone's looking to do things right. But what we have to remember is that it's more so about the experience of the journey than it really is being right or wrong. That's the way that the divine is saying it now. Let's go ahead and pull these cards over. Okay, you have Wheel of Fortune here. You have the Six of Cups. You have the Four of Pentacles, and you also have the Ten of Pentacles. So with these cards, first and foremost, the Wheel of Fortune, the Six of Cups, and then the Four of Pentacles, they all came up in reverse except for your Ten of Pentacles. But the way that I'm reading it right now is that it's one of those things where in your life, things again are panning out the way that they are meant to pan out. And no matter what you choose, no matter which path you go on, there is this inevitable aspect of you becoming abundant in something. And what I'm hearing is that the abundance is truly a manifestation of your own thoughts, what you believe, and the things that you say. And that's exactly what I'm hearing. This abundance does not always look like an abundance of money. It doesn't always look like an abundance of wealth, right? It could be an abundance of negativity. It could be an abundance of sickness. What is it that you're calling in? With these birds here, what I'm hearing is that the chatter, if you believe it long enough, right? Like if you believe in the chatter, if you follow the chatter, if you follow the words, if you follow what people are saying without you using your own, obviously like your own discernment, but also using your God-given gift of intuition, then you could become lost. And why would you ever want to listen to the things that people are saying when you know that they are not good for you, when you know that you're not in alignment? I think sometimes it does have to do with worth, but I feel like what Spirit is saying is that this is one of those things where you want to return to the child, return to the inner child, and really allow yourself to let things go that don't allow you room to experience joy. One of the reasons why for some of you guys, like you're having a really hard time experiencing joy is because you're listening to too much of outside opinions and like outside things. What I'm hearing is that you can listen to the birds, but listen to the actual birds, their behaviors. Look at their behaviors. Look at how they act, right? When do they come back? I just heard the word swallow. Like listen to the swallows. I just heard swallows and I'm seeing like a blue jay. Of course I would. But there's something, you know, about the swallow. You may want to look up the symbolism of a swallow. I do feel like you could be I just heard that your ancestors are coming to you in the form of birds. I just heard that. Like small birds. Like not really big birds, but like small birds. I just saw a bird land on the ground and it had like a worm in its mouth. I just heard to pay attention to what you're doing. Do what you must do. Do what brings you joy. Do what brings you laughter. Do what brings you blessings. Do what brings you excitement. These are all things that they're saying. They're saying that they want you to fly. Like they're wanting you to fly. Like look at the way that the birds fly, or like the birds. I just saw like a bird's kind of cut and then it flew into a tree. It's like trust your landing. I just heard the trust your landing. That's interesting because I'm hearing the trust your landing, and when I look at the 10 of Pentacles here, it is trust your landing, because no matter what, you are going to land on some kind of abundance. But it's the things that you say, it's the things that you speak, it's how you speak to yourself, it's what you believe about yourself, it's what you choose to align with. And it's not even really just about belief, it's about knowing. If you know this to be true for yourself, then so shall it be. And you have to remember that is what they're saying. The fact that you have, again, the Wheel of Fortune, it's one of these things where I just heard the word like destiny, but truly what it feels like, I just heard that it's a non-negotiable. You have the Star here and you have the Wheel of Fortune. This to me points to something within your birth chart. If you believe in birth charts, if you believe in astrology, then you really want to check your north. You want to check your north node and your part of fortune. Those are two keys that can help lead you to abundance. But what I'm hearing is that it's this truthful aspect. It's this truthful aspect. It's artsy. What I'm hearing is that it's the art of you. Let me zoom in a little bit more. There you go. Okay, sorry about that, to check to see if you guys can see. But anyway, so absolutely, that's what I'm feeling. Let's go ahead and turn these over. Okay, of course. Wow. Interesting. Wowzers. Okay, you have joy here. And wow, look at that. Do you see the leaves? That was so perfect. That was so perfect. Okay, we have exactly playful. Loving it. I'm loving it. Playful. Then you have confidence. And then you have the moon. Okay, the moon. All right. So with this, it kind of brings me to, you could be working your magic for the new moon. You could be working your magic for the full moon. If you want me to start back kind of giving wisdom and whatnot for the full moon and the new moon phases, let me know. I do know that I do stick to mainly like writing and poetry and things like that, but I also feel like there's other ways that I do want to show up. So let me know if that's something that you want to see. Let me know how this reading is going for you down in the comment section. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, because of course I'm going to be giving more messages and whatnot. So with the cards that you do have out here, it really does feel like Spirit is asking you to focus more on enjoying yourself, focus more on enjoying the process without feeling like you have to constantly have it a certain way, or without having compare it to what other people are doing. It almost kind of takes away your right to experience the playful, more jovial aspects of life, and you do miss out on wisdom if you are constantly trying to do things. What I'm hearing is like systematically. The fact that you do have the moon here, what I'm hearing is that you have to honor the changes and the pivots of what life is, of life. Like, you have to honor your changes. You have to honor the fact that you're constantly in this state of flowing, right? Because you yourself are divinely feminine, but when you are too fixed, you don't allow your divine feminine to come out and be safe and to play and to explore. And so because of that, you kind of prohibit your own growth and you keep yourself from expanding. The more that you do tap into this element of play and you follow that, the way that I'm hearing is like, think about it as like when a child is like playing, right? And the reason why I bring this up is because I have kids and I see how they are, right? They play and then they just get lost in this world. But then to them, it's so real. It's so serious. It's so real. And so much time goes by. Like for us, it'll be like, wow, these kids have been playing for a really long time now. But for them, it's like, oh, but we just started. At least my kids get like that. It's because they're so deep into the moment that nothing else around them matters. They're not worrying about doing it like other people. They're not worrying about that. They're just simply in the moment having a good time because they know that it's an experience. Spirit is reminding you to be that child experiencing joy, because when you do that, you not only you heal yourself, and you heal yourself a lot faster when you think about it. But if it's slow, it's sluggish, you're doing it systematically in a way that drains life out of you, in a way that keeps you limited, in a way that keeps you away from experiencing the best of life, then you prolong the process and then you get sicker. That's what I'm hearing. So they're wanting you to enjoy. They're wanting you to release dopamine, to release serotonin by doing things that you love to do. It doesn't have to mean you overindulging in chocolate cake, or it doesn't mean that you have to overindulge in like food or sex or whatever it may be. What you're wanting to do, what I'm hearing is that you want to do it in moderation, but also have the confidence enough to know that it's okay for you to just simply enjoy. Your wealth is going to come from you enjoying and you showing up as someone who's embodying the joy that they feel, right? That's where Spirit is saying your wealth is going to come from. The fact that you do have the Six of Cups here, this is definitely inner child activity going on. You could be someone who had a really hard time expressing yourself as a child. You were lost because you felt like, and no matter what you did, that it wasn't right. Spirit is saying to find joy, to experience joy. You have a lot of fours here. You have 44 and 42. That's letting me know that there's something where they're wanting you to become a lot more solid. But the reason why is because the way that you become more solid is by you simply enjoy what you're building, because your legacy is not only about what you've accomplished, but your legacy was how much fun you had as well. I don't know why I'm hearing that for someone, but anyway, yes, that is it, and that is all. I hope that you got what you needed out of that reading. I know it was pretty fast, but we've got 3 other piles that we want to that I need to go ahead and get done. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that you received exactly what you needed from these messages. If there is anything else that you need from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. You can also follow along with me on Instagram over at the Saiyonan Path and over at Magic of Eden. Go ahead and make sure that you subscribe and leave me a like and also a comment down in the comment section, because when you do that, I feel really good knowing that my readings are reaching people, and I would like for us to grow in several ways. Also, I am on Substack. Links to that will be down below in the comment section, and any other links that you guys will need will be down there as well. Thank you guys. I love you, and I will catch you in my next video. All right, if you chose the Carnelian, this is your message. Let's go ahead and get started. I don't know what these cards are, but your tarot cards are in here. Okay, so you have the Ship, and you also have the Moon. All right, so let's see what we have here. You have 332, so automatically I'm seeing 3s here, 33. So this looks like this process of divine alignment. This feels like someone has their heart set on something. Someone has their heart is like far away, like their heart is distant, or like they're wanting to go travel to find love, or they may be traveling to go on tour, or you may be traveling to experience. Like, I just heard like moonlight. I just heard go back to Paris. Okay, go back to Paris. There's something that you experienced when you were there. I just heard honeymoon. You may be going on a honeymoon. I'm hearing something about honeymoon. Something about you doing it right this time. I just heard like distant places. I just heard that your heart is expanding. It's interesting that the moon here is bringing me to the heart space. I'm not sure why. Illuminescence is coming through right now for someone. By the way, this is me channeling. The ship to me is pointing to some type of it's not just about like actual movement, although it could be, but this is I just heard like the stirring up, like the something like energy moving. Like I'm seeing like currents or things like that. Like it doesn't just feel like you moving somewhere literally or going on a trip. It could be very well. It could be you going on a cruise. It could be you getting married on a cruise. I mean, whatever it may be, but there's something that you desire, and what you desire requires movement. Like what you desire requires you to be on the go. But it also requires you getting up and actually doing something, having the courage, having the courage to get up and move, following your divine femininity, following your divine feminine guidance and voice, and saying, all right, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have I'm going to do that because I trust myself. I trust that I'm safe. I trust that no matter what, everything is fine. Someone here has some type of anxiety, or not has, but they feel anxious at times. And so because of that, they feel anxious because of what happens out in the world. They're very sensitive. They don't want that to be their reality. So they kind of stick to what they know. They kind of stick to these certain grounds. What Spirit is saying is that you're carried and you're safe and you're okay. They're wanting you to travel. They're wanting you to be open to traveling somewhere, or like they're wanting you to be open to allowing your heart space to move, like to turn. I just heard like turn the tides. Like they're wanting you to be open to this element of movement. That's what they're saying. So let's go ahead and flip your cards over to see what you have here. You have here, I don't know what these cards are. I flipped them back over. So you do have here the Hermit. Let's see what these cards are about. You have the Three of Cups here. You have the High Priestess in reverse. You have the Nine of Swords. Exactly. I feel like I feel like someone's trying to play it safe. Like it just feels like someone's trying to play it safe. And what I'm hearing is that it's a little complicated because at one point it's like you overthink it. And then like another thing is like, well, I've experienced it before. So like, I don't think I'm overthinking it. I think it's more so that I'm trying to keep myself safe. I feel like someone's just trying to keep it safe. Like they're trying to stick to what they know. And they're very, very, very cold and calculated when it comes to who they want around them, which I get, because there was something in the past where they just were not. You are someone in the past where more than likely you couldn't trust people. Like, you had a really hard time following your intuition, but this stage in your life right now, what it requires you is to have the courage to say, I trust my intuition. I trust in where I'm headed. I'm trusting where I'm going. Even though you may feel like it's leading to danger, you know that this is something that you just simply cannot ignore. The Nine of Swords comes up as the things that we no longer can ignore because we know that ending is coming. We know that this is the inevitable. And even though we try to resist it, or we keep it quiet, or we keep it within ourselves, we know that eventually it's going to come a point where we can no longer keep the head of this thing down. We can't keep it forced to be buried. We're gonna have to let go eventually. I know that sounds a little bit on the dramatic side, but that's just the way that I'm seeing it. It's one of those things where you can try to calculate this, you can try to control it all you want to, you can try to keep figuring out, well, why this and why that and why this and why that. Spirit is saying is that regardless, you're gonna have to end up moving at some point. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna have to. It feels like I do I have my liniment cards over here? I do. I want to pull a few more liniment cards, just for a little bit more clarity for a second. Okay, yeah. See, someone is like, nope. Okay, I'm getting another message. So on another note, what I'm hearing is that this is a warning. You don't want to ignore your intuition on this one, and you really want to make sure that before you decide to go with these people, you want to make sure that they are actually who they say that they are. They're wanting you to use your intuition on this one, and they don't want you to ignore it. You can go when you need to go, but there's something about this Three of Cups here that I'm not really feeling it much. But they're saying that you cannot trust everybody, and so don't expect for everybody to have your best interest at heart. Like don't expect that. Also, I feel like I want to ask for clarity. Give me 1 second. Let me get this tarot deck real quick. We're gonna open up this real fast. Spirit, can you please explain the Three of Cups? Justice card. Okay, Spirit, can you please explain the High Priestess in reverse? Okay. The Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Queen of Swords. Wow. Alrighty. So this is a little bit more of this. I don't like the way this is making me feel for some of y'all. Like, it feels like you're being given some kind of like warning. I feel like for some of you it definitely is a warning. Like, it feels like for some of y'all there is this confusion, but what I'm hearing is that they don't want your fear to be what guides you, but they also don't want your fear to be what keeps you locked in. Can you please give me clarity on the anchor? Is this something where they need to stay, or do they go? For some of them, whoever resonates with, do they stay or do they go? You have the Man. Okay, the Man is bringing me this to an energy that does what it knows to do. It's action. So the fact that you have the male here, this is letting me know that this could be so many different things. They don't want you to fall into the illusion. Okay, the fact that you have Public, I feel like for some of you guys, absolutely, you also have the Sun here. I feel like the fact that for some of you, it really does feel like you are going, but they don't want your fear to be because they don't want your fear to be what holds you back. The fact that you do have the Justice card here with the Three of Cups, if you were in a situation where I just heard that you were jumped, like someone like people like jumped you, or like they were planning to jump you or something like that. I'm not trying to feed you false information. Please don't think that. Take it as it resonates. But these are obviously people that you don't want to go on trips with. Like, you don't want to spend your time around these people because obviously it would end up disastrous. But for whatever reason, when it comes to this Three of Cups here with the Justice card, it almost kind of feels like these people, for some of you, these people are absolutely fair. Like, they're not going to do anything that's going to jeopardize what you've got going on. And it's not even just about friends groups, but it's also about just like the company you keep. You're right, the company you keep. It doesn't just have to be friends. It could be family. It could be coworkers. It could be whatever. The company you keep. I do feel also that the fact that you have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse here with the High Priestess, and then you have the Queen of Swords, you have to honor what you feel and what you need. If you feel that you would rather be alone or go alone or travel alone, voice that and don't go back on that, because I do feel that for some of you it's this fear of like not being either received well, or it's just, I just heard of like alienation, or it could be some type of fear where you just feel like really anxious about, I don't know why I see someone being really anxious about going somewhere. Spirit, can you please explain the Nine of Swords, please? Okay, what is this card? The Knight of the Knight of Pentacles is here. Five of Cups is here in reverse, and the Emperor. I really want you to trust yourself on this one. The fact that you're having like masculine cards coming out, I do feel, oh my goodness, and you also have the star at the bottom of the deck. So the fact that you have these, I'm gonna say this. I really want you to use your discernment. You have strong Virgo energies here. You have the Queen of Swords, and you also have the Hermit card. Those are cards both ruled by Virgo. So it does feel like it's one of those things where you have to trust your voice. You have to trust in your own ability. You have to trust in the decisions you're making. And also, again, with this Nine of Swords here, it's this thing that you couldn't ignore it if you tried. You want to listen to this, because if you are not listening to your intuition, it is going to bite you in the ass in the long run. I don't wish that on you, but I'm also not going to bullshit you in a reading, and I'm not going to lie to you. If you do not trust your intuition, you're going to suffer for that later, and you really don't want that. With all due respect, again, this is me being very firm, and I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. If you decide that you're not going to listen to your intuition, then it's going to come out in some way. Yes, I love you. Yes, I honor you. Yes, I do feel like you have a safe space here. But just because you have a safe space here does not mean that I'm not going to tell you exactly what the truth is. I see somebody suffering as a result of them not listening to their intuition if they have not already. This is something that you cannot ignore. You are being asked, for some of you, to pivot, to go, and not allow that fear to keep you back. Also, there's this anger here is coming up as someone just like either like, for some of you it's like a refusal or like out of a fear. For others of you it's like, no, there's a situation that you need to handle before you go. For the most part, it's going to end up in someone leaving. Invisibility is here. You also have conclusion. Damn, you have invisible twice. Wow. Invisibility, authenticity, and then invisible is also here. Wowzers. I just heard something about being perceived. Like, okay, this could be something about you being perceived. Someone's hiding. I'm so glad that I stuck around, that I look at these cards, because you have strength here. Someone, absolutely, they're hiding. That's what this is. Someone is hiding. This is exposure. You're going to end up being exposed, like not in a negative way, not in an unfavorable way. The Hermit is someone that goes into the cave. The Hermit goes into the cave. It goes to seek answers. It goes internally. It judges, but it does so in a very mystical way, because the Hermit, of course, is a medicine man, because Virgo is a medicine man of the zodiac, right? So when you think about the Hermit, you think of the question why. Okay, but why? Okay, but why? And then you analyze, and then you study the patterns, and then you study the stars, and then you study the sequences, and then you work the magic, and then it's like, okay, let me observe. It's the card of like the observer. Someone is afraid of like seeing, or someone is afraid of being seen. They have this fear of being seen, is what I'm hearing. Someone has the fear of being seen, but eventually you are going to end up traveling. You're going to end up being seen regardless, because it's a part of your calling. You could be coming from pile number one. This invisibility here is that some of you may feel like yourself is not good enough, or some of you may feel like you just can't be seen, or you may not, or you run the risk of being misunderstood or misperceived, because people have controlled the narrative for so long. No, hun, you control the narrative, and at the end of the day, let them have their opinion. You are going to be seen. The fact that you have invisible twice, nope. Someone sees you. The divine sees you. This is exposure. You have the Sun card here. Like the Sun card, alongside invisible here and invisible here. Like, you can't make that up. You have invisible twice, right? So being that you have that, I do feel like it's only a matter of time before someone sees you. Like, I'm hearing it's only a matter of time before someone sees you. Someone does have a fear here. But at the same time, your desire may be to be seen. You may want to be seen, but you're afraid of being perceived, because it almost kind of feels threatening. I feel like you should stand in your power on this one, for real, because that's what you're going to be known as. This mysterious, mystical being. But people are going to love that. Own your inner priestess, please. Own your priestess. I want you to own your inner priestess. It is in reverse. We're going to flip it upright. I want you to own this part of yourself, because this is a part of you that you cannot ignore. You have to listen to that, because if not, it's not going to end well. You want to listen to that, because your high priestess, your intuition will never steer you in the wrong direction. It just won't. If it's your intuition, if it's your feelings or your emotions, probably, you know, there's a possibility. But when it's your divine knowing, your intuition, you will never be led astray. You will never be led astray. So these messages were very layered. I hope that what you received is what you needed to hear, that you got what you needed. I want you to please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Make sure that you give this video a like. And also leave me a beautiful comment down at the comment section, or a love note. I love when you guys give me comments and whatnot. I love interacting with you guys. I really do appreciate that. And yes, if you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. You guys can also follow along with me on Instagram over at thesayonanpath, and also at Magic of Eden. I am also on Substack. Links to that will be down in the comment section. And I'll also make sure to leave the links to my Ethereum in the comment section as well. And anything else that you may need, I'll check you guys in the comments. And I love you. I'll check you in my next video. Alright, if you chose pile number 3 or this crystal here, which I have no earthly clue what it is, this is your reading. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Let's move this carnelian and put this right there. I don't know what these cards are, but let's go ahead and see what's going on. We have the dog here. You have the man here. The softer version of the man. And then you also have the bridge. I feel like I want to pull more cards on that. So while I'm shuffling this Lenormand deck, I'm going to pull... Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about what I feel for this. I'm going to go ahead and get the shuffling started. So basically with these 3 coming out, the dog usually points to an energy that is loyal. It's your best friend. It's the one that says, I'm not going anywhere. No matter what happens, I'm going to be here regardless. And that's the one. It's this aspect of loyalty, friendship, companionship. It's having that one other that just simply does not go anywhere at all. Where you go, I go, is what I'm hearing. For the male, the man here, it's the aspect of divine masculine that is softer in its approach. And it wants to go with you. It wants to lead with you, is what I'm hearing. It's also the aspect of us that wants to give endlessly because of how much it's in love, because of just for the sake of love. Like, that's what I'm hearing. The fact that we have the bridge here, that this is definitely a transitionary point that's happening in someone's life, and it could be you learning, or you approaching a space in your life where you're being called to embrace this transition. And I feel like someone is going with you. I just heard that someone is like going with you. You're not alone in this one. Someone is probably used to being alone. You're not alone in this one. Not this time. You have the tulips here. You have the book. And I'm going to pull... I just heard to take a leap of faith. It's interesting because it's one of the things where you do want to take the risk. Like, you can't, unfortunately, you know, we can't get out of risk. Like, we're risking something at some point. But at the same time, what I'm hearing is that Spirit is not necessarily challenging me, but Spirit is giving me like a different way to look at it. It's only a risk if we feel like we have an attachment to owning things truly. And that's something that I have to sit with myself, because I'm like, okay, but I don't want to question Spirit's guidance, so I'm not going to do it. But we only really have something to lose if we feel like we have something that we own. And truly what Spirit is saying is that it's not a matter of you taking a risk. It's a matter of you knowing that that you're not alone in this process. Like, it's something about like not being alone in this process, and that you're going to be met with some type of, you're going to be met with something, you're going to be given something. Like, when you cry, it's like, I've just heard like hospitality. Like, if you were to go with this person, it's like when you have a cup, like when you're in a relationship, right? and you go to your partner's, your spouse's mother's house or dad's house or whatever, or their parents' house, and then they greet you with open arms, they give you flowers, a gift basket and things like that. That's kind of what I'm seeing. What this makes me feel like is that if someone decided to be in a relationship with this individual, or well, with this soul, that it's actually going to be more than what you expected. I feel like there's a lot to learn in this, but to be quite honest with you, you're being encouraged to do something. You're being encouraged, like you're being, I just heard that you're being given the okay, you're being given the courage, you're being given, I just heard like something about like warmth and hugs. And I'm seeing like a fireplace, like I'm seeing a fireplace and people sitting around it. You'll be surprised about how at home you feel if you decided to go forth with this one. Like you don't have to feel stuck. You have the Seven of Wands here is in reverse. Yeah, it's one of these things where you don't want to keep being so, you don't want you to be defensive. This reminds me of the energy where it's like this male here, or this masculine energy, is reassuring someone that they are not going to be hurt. Think about when like, okay, I'm not comparing you to a dog, you're not a dog, okay? Think about how when you have like dogs who've been abused, right? And then they don't trust people, they bark, they, you know, or cats, like when they don't trust people, you know, they hiss, they and like all that stuff, right? And then with dogs, you know, they may bark, and with other animals they may be defensive. But over time, when you or someone else decides, okay, I'm going to give that love, I'm going to keep giving love, I'm going to keep giving love, eventually they'll feel safe enough to transition and to go. It's almost kind of like that with some people when it comes to love. Again, I'm not calling you a dog. You've been hurt over and over and over and over and over again, and it's not until someone comes in and says, okay, I'm going to keep pouring into you, I'm going to keep pouring into you, reassuring you this is healthy, reassuring you I love you, reassuring you that I know I've been where you've been. This book is coming up as I've been where you've been, but if you take this chance on love, you won't be disappointed because I've been there. You're safe to go with me. You are safe to go with me. There's a part of this aspect, or this you know, this phase of your life where it's the ending, and then there's like a doorway, it's like a transitionary point. Of course, you have the Death card. The Death card is coming up in conjunction with this bridge here. Death is the bridge that leads you to this life. And with this here, with these tulips, I'm seeing like you're being invited. It's like you're wanted. This invitation is a way of spirit saying, I want you to come. I want you here with me. This energy wants you there with them. It wants you there. It wants to align with you. But it takes for you to trust that, okay, this is something that it's worth you going. It's worth you being with. Whoever this energy is, I'm picking up on nothing but benevolent vibes. See what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. Look, you have the Knight of Cups here. They want you. Like whoever this is, they are wanting you. You also have the Two of Swords and the Four of Swords. This is someone being in their head a lot, but they're wanting to just kind of be like in their own space because they're just like afraid. Like they don't want, they're kind of someone's resisting it because like they don't want to risk it, but it's not anything that you have to risk. Like you're not risking anything because they're not out to hurt you. Like I know that Spirit is saying is that Spirit is honoring the fact that you have your feelings, you have, you know, what you believe about this, you have, you know, your beliefs when it comes to life, you have your beliefs when it comes to all of these things. At the same time, you don't have to be so, I don't know why the word is reclusive, but you don't have to be so to yourself or so reserved or so defensive to where you miss out on it. Regardless, this was something that you did call in, and you're getting exactly what you're wanting. Someone is wanting you. Someone wants you. I would not be surprised if you get engaged, or if they are wanting to marry you. What I am seeing here is you have the wishing well here to complement the reading, and with the wishing well points to our desires. It's the space that we stare into. Your ancestors are granting this. They're giving you their okay. They're giving you their blessing. Your ancestors are giving you their blessing on this. There's a healthy relationship that someone has, and they're being given the blessing. Wowzers, look at that. You even have the heart and you have the stork. They're wanting you to come. They love you and they're wanting you to come. Like they're wanting you to come here. There's something about nesting. I don't know if you're pregnant or if you're looking to become pregnant, or you may have a surprise baby on the way, but there's something about nesting, and there's something about going and returning home so that you can be taken care of. Like that's the energy that I'm feeling for some of y'all, okay? That's the way it is coming out, and I'm going to trust it. So let's go ahead and see what other cards you have. The sacredness of pausing. You have winter. Okay. There's more messages coming through with that. You also have the high priestess of spirit. Oh, I love that for you. You have rigid. Okay, we have rigid. We have belonging. Exactly. Someone is wanting you to come because they're like, okay, I want to give this to you. Like, I see you. Like, I value you. I honor you. I treasure you. I also feel the fact that you do have the high priestess of spirit here. This is the energy where it's just like they're wanting you to trust in what your intuitive body is telling you. They're wanting you to trust in what you hear and what you feel and what you see. They're wanting you to trust what I'm hearing is like in the claircognizance. They're wanting you to trust in the clairvoyance. Like, they're wanting you to trust in your clairs right now, because these clairs are giving you hints and clues. The fact that they're asking you to stop and pause, that's because they want you to listen and they want you to tune in to what either the fear may be, or they're wanting you to tune in to listen to receive the downloads. This isn't pausing because you're not ready to be in this relationship or to be in alignment with this thing. This thing does love you. You may want to take some time to think about what you truly do want before you say yes to this, and I also honor that, because that is something that, you know, someone may be going through. You want to honor that process. For others of you, this is you saying yes and you going home. There's something about you returning home and you being able to be in this space where you can feel like you're safe enough to pause, right? Some of you, your body has been in defense mode, your nervous system needs a reset, and now you're in a space where you can be taken care of to allow that aspect of you to come to an equilibrium. And that is what I'm hearing and seeing and feeling for you right now. I see major blessings. I see major changes, but I also see, I just heard like a doorway. This is the entryway. You're going home. Like, you're traveling through portals to go home. It's like when you are traveling through a portal in a forest, like where you have like the trees that kind of meet together, or like the trees like not like overlap at the top, but they kind of like, they form like, I don't know if you guys can see that, but like they form this, and like through that you can kind of walk through it. Or when you walk down that pathway, I believe that those are portals into different, you know, dimensions of the same, you know, dimension, so to speak, even though I'm not using the right terminology, whatever, you guys get it. So basically it's like when you enter into like a different energetic field of the same plane, if that makes sense. So there's something about portals. You may live close to a portal. You yourself are a portal, of course, but you also may be like near portals. Be very careful where you're going. The fact that you do have rigid here, yeah, exactly. I feel like this rigidity is keeping you away from being able to go to a space where you belong, so to speak. And this, whoever you're aligning with, this divinely masculine presence, they love you. They may have their own way of showing it, but they do love you. Okay. You do have, again, the Seven of Wands in reverse, as well as rigid. This is letting me know that it's time for you to kind of put your defenses down, because when you put your defenses down a little bit, you can see the blessing in the transition and the going and the maneuvering and the pivoting. And I also do feel like you're going to be happy about something. I can't say what it is though, because you guys know me. I'm known for ruining surprises. Not that I do it on purpose. I love you guys so very much. That's your reading. I know that it was a quick one, but I hope that you got what you needed nonetheless. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayyonapath.org. You guys can also follow along with me on Instagram over at thesayyonapath and at Magic of Eden. I would like for you guys to go ahead and give me a thumbs up on this video, and also please leave me a heart, your favorite emoji, or a lovely comment, or a gracious and comment down in the comment section. I love interacting with you guys there, and also when you guys interact with me in the comment section and things like that, it lets me know that I'm doing something good and I want to continue to grow, expand, and evolve with you. And yes, I am also on Substack because I'm a writer and a poet, and links to that will be down in the comment section as well, and as well as everything else you need. Links to my Ethereum will also be there as well. So thank you, take care, and I will catch you in my next video. All right, if you chose pile number 3 or this obsidian, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and put your cards, your oracle cards, and your tarot cards over here, and focus on this card here. All right, and I also want to say that you have the obsidian. Okay, this is your reading. Obsidian is so amazing. I really do enjoy working with obsidian. Of course I would though. All right, let's see. You have the scythe here. You have the tree here, which connects to health, ancestry. Yeah, ancestry. Speaking of ancestry, you also do have here the owl, the birds. You might want to omit something. Obviously, with the scythe here, this is Saturn energy present, Scorpionic energy present. You're wanting to cut something or someone off for the sake of your health right now. For the sake of your well-being, you're wanting to cut this out. Could be sugar, or, you know, kind of pulling back on the amount of sugar you have. If you do have sugar, you want to work out, you want to do something to where the sugar doesn't release too fast in your body. I can speak to that because I'm someone that does have PCOS. Know that I don't resonate with this. I'm letting you know that as someone who does, you know, who used to struggle a lot with sugar, I know that I've had to continuously be very careful with my sugar intake, and also working out, moving around to ensure that it doesn't, you know, spike. Does that make sense? It's not the fact that you shouldn't enjoy what you like, but it is that you have to keep this to a minimum. That's what I'm hearing. Again, you have to cut something out for the sake of your health. You may be cutting off certain family members. You may be cutting off certain habits. You may be cutting off certain people. You may be just whatever it may be. There's something about collecting. There's something about purging. There's something about releasing it for the sake of some type of growth. It's cutting out the unnecessary weeds that will plague the garden that you just simply don't need. It's not a matter of selfishness, but it's a matter of selfishness, and it's selfishness in a healthy way. That's what I'm seeing. But I do see you doing some type of return or some type of cutting out, and like really like just cutting this energy out. Getting rid of the energy, of course. I just heard get rid of unnecessary financial decisions. You have three oh, okay. Yep, you have the snake here. You have the magnifying glass, and you also have the star card. Yep, someone's watching. Someone is not. Yeah, I'm seeing that there definitely is someone watching, and you want to cut that out. I just heard that they're in your face. They are in your face. Nope. You want to be careful. I need to pull a few more cards here. Oh my goodness, you have the magnifying glass again under here. Okay, so you have the magnifying glass twice. Someone's keeping a close eye on you, and you want to cut that out. Exactly. You have the whip here. Okay, you have the messenger, and you also have the face here. I don't like this. Someone is watching, and someone is, you know, playing. It's like they're showing up as, oh, I'm just here to tell you, and I'm just here to say, yeah, no, cut it out. Absolutely, nope, cut it out. Cut it off. This is a hard no. This is a hard no for some of you guys. I just heard that they're following you. This to me is bringing this star card. It's coming up as like following. They could be following you on social media or something like that. I'm not sure, but you're wanting to get rid of whatever that is for the sake of your health. They watch, and they don't always have good intentions. So you have here the Nine of Cups. You have the King of Wands. You have Temperance here, and you also have the King of Swords. You have some strong energy. Yeah, when it comes to the things that you want, and when it comes to the things that you're building and what you're wanting, yep, you're gonna have to do, yes, detach completely. And you may have to set really strong and hard boundaries right now. You're in a space in your life where this growth that you're trying to experience is inevitable, and you have to call out what the snake is. I actually really do have a strong appreciation for snakes. When I asked who my ancestors were, they came to me in the form of snakes. River snakes and whatnot. So that's just me letting you know that I don't automatically associate the snake with anything negative. In this instance, I do associate this with something very malicious, but they may not even know that they have malicious intents, but it could be harmful to you. They don't always know that they are that way or that they're being this way. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't protect yourself either, right? So I do feel like with this here, this reading is short, simple, sweet, to the point. You really just want to protect the things that you're doing, that you're wanting for yourself, and you're really just wanting to call out whoever. Someone is showing up is like, not, is being kind of fake. Like, this is maybe this a fake energy. I don't like this. It's a message. I just heard like a message of deceit. I don't know why I can't see this in any other direction. Like, it's this message of deceit. Like they're playing advocate. Like they're playing, oh yeah, I'm here for you, I'll help you with this, I'll do this, but at the same time, like, they just don't. I just heard fake ass friendships. Like, that's what it feels like, fake ass friendships. That's really what it feels like. But what, in terms of like what you want and like what you see for yourself and the things that make you emotionally brilliant and like emotionally fulfilled, I feel like they can sense that. They can sense the fact that something's going good in your life and they want to get in on that. They're trying to watch. They're sneaking. They're, you know, they may even have like a fake account. Like, it's so funny that it's coming up as like them. I just heard catfishing, which is so interesting because it's not what I'm describing is a catfishing, but I am hearing catfishing. Like, it's also so, you know what? Then again, it could be. I don't know. Anyway, catfishing is more so geared towards dating, or that could be something that's coming up for somebody. But anyway, so basically I'm feeling like this energy is just not, they're showing up as one face, but that's not really who they are. You're wanting to cut that out. If they are not an authentic individual, if they're not transparent, if they're not real about who they are and like why they're following you, like what they want, then I don't think that, I'm just gonna be honest, like, I just feel like it's a no. I feel like with the King of Swords, he's not apologizing for shit. Like, he's not the one that you would run up to give a hug. He's the one that says, okay, great, you did what you need to do, okay, let's move on now. Like, you know, like, he's not like, he's cutthroat, doesn't give a shit about nothing but logic and facts, which can be to his detriment, but whatever. It's, you know, this is the courtroom, right? This is the one you go see in court. It's the, you know, forgive me for saying this, you guys, but it's like the old white man that gives no shit about people who just aren't of his caliber. I mean, I don't know, but basically, I don't want to I know someone's gonna hear that and be like, really? Okay, so we have Temperance here again, like I said, and then we also do have the King of Wands. Yep, this is you asserting yourself and really just allowing yourself to just set those boundaries regardless, because there are certain things that you're going after, there are certain things that you want, and you don't want people coming in messing it up. You don't want these energy vampires coming in, you know, trying to sneak and see what you're doing and, you know, draining your energy. Yeah, no, we don't want that. So this is one of those things where you're gonna have to, you call the shots. You have midnight, the most magical hour of all. I really feel like someone is doing something like a return to sender. Like, someone's doing a return to sender, or someone's doing like a purge and banishing, or like a protection spell, or a protection ritual. You have obedience. Oh, wow. Okay. You have self-worth. Okay. And you also have deceit. Wow, exactly. Deceit. I don't know if you guys can see that. Deceit. Exactly what I was saying. Like, I feel like they're being I'm trying to tell you, I feel like they're being deceitful. Like, if you got this reading, if you had a hunch that somebody was like not who they said they were, they're not. They are not. They are not. Also, obedience and self-worth. I feel like when you assert your will and when you assert your, not your dominance, but when you tap into that divine femininity and you are confident in who you are confident in how you look, and you are confident in your being and your ability to just simply be, I feel like they will fall obedient to that. Like, it's like this kink. I don't know why I'm picking up on like kink energy. For those of y'all that know this, you guys know that I, you know, I'm not gonna say much about it. But I do, you know, I know a thing or two about kink. So I feel like it's the dominance that you have, but it's not even about you doing it in a way that's always like rigorous, but it's just simply you being you, and you knowing the energy, and you asserting yourself, and and just knowing. People tend to be obedient to that. They tend to, like, okay, like, they know how to take you. Like, they know, like, it's like you use your words, your fire, all of this to get what you want, and then they're like, okay, you're good, okay, I submit to that. It's submission. Like I'm picking up on like some submission for some people, and it's so interesting that the people that are watching you, it's like they will listen to you like they would. It's so weird. It's so weird. The vibe that I'm getting, it's almost kind of like y'all got some wild energy going on. I ain't never channeled this stuff in a reading before, but it's almost kind of like when you like when they're doing someone's work, right, for them, but like against you, like they're watching you, you call them out and they're like, okay, yes ma'am, or like yes sir, or whatever it may be, or yes madam, or yes dom, or whatever it may be, right? Or I don't even know why I'm saying that, because like why would they say that? But that's just lets you know that whoever this is, they're just like, okay, I will listen to you. And they'll go back and tell the other person, look, I can't do this no more because I just can't do it. Like it's just something about them where I feel like it's a violation. I can't do it. And then they listen to you, but they keep watching you, not because they are doing so because they were told to, but it's almost kind of like because they're just obsessed. Like they're just like, what is it about you? I need to watch. Like I just need to, like, what is it? Like I just need whatever it is that you have. It's so weird. Like you provide something to them without even trying. It's so wild. Anyway, with this midnight here again, this is bringing me to some type of magic that's being done again, like behind the scenes during a certain hour, obviously. And yeah, these cards are not really yeah, I think we're done. Spirit, is there anything else that you have for this people who chose this pile? You have the Lovers. Oh, and you have the Devil. Stop it. Stop it. That's interesting. You have the Devil. You have the Lovers card here, and you have the Devil to top off your reading. Well, to end your reading. So to end your reading on this note, what it does feel like is that it's one of those things where the decisions that they're making isn't really even their own. It's not. Like, it just doesn't feel like it's their own. And it also makes me feel with these two that the Devil keeps you locked in. The Devil preys on the things that it preys like on the missing parts of you or the insecure parts of you. The Lovers obviously does point to relationships. Yes, it also points to choices. It points to duality. It points to two opposites coming together in divine union. Oh wow, this could 100% be being locked into something. This could be you being locked into something. I think I might want to do an extended reading on this one. You know what? I'll do another reading on it, and then I may or may not, I'm not sure. We'll see how where Spirit guides me. But absolutely, the Lovers here with the Devil card here. Yeah, this feels like it's like locked in. Like there's something that you have that they're choosing. Like they're choosing to, like, I just hear that they're choosing to submit to you. Okay, so that's all that we have time for. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to these messages. If you need anything from me, please feel free to visit me online over at thesayonanpath.org. I will also love for you to give me a like and also subscribe to this YouTube channel, because of course I'm going to be doing a lot more readings to give you guys a lot more videos and channeling a lot more and things of that nature. And if you need anything else, go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Magic of Eden, and also over at the Sayonan Path. Links to my Ethereum, my Substack, and all other things will be linked down in the comment section. And if that is all, I love you, and I will catch you in my next video.